station. You can watch us too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. And unless you're living under a rock or haven't left your AC in the last couple of days or weeks, it's hot out there, y'all. And Jim Pollard with AMR is joining us today to remind us to respect the heat and to go through it with the right tips and tricks. So welcome, Jim.
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for having us on. It's a dangerous time of year.
It is a dangerous time of year. It's a hot time of year. And you guys being there on the front lines as EMTs and emergency responders know all too well what can happen when we overheat. So what do y'all want us to know to make where we don't see you at work?
Take the threat of heat illness, which in the worst form, heat stroke, can be fatal. Take it very seriously, very seriously. Remember, heat kills more folks in the United States every year and worldwide than any other weather phenomenon. So it's important to be able to prevent and recognize and take the proper first aid tips, steps to help someone who's suffering heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Some important guidelines, tips on avoiding heat illness, similar with common sense. Work outside only in the cooling hours. A critical element is to stay hydrated. That means drinking the right fluids frequently, the right fluids, water and commercially available sports drinks. Stay away from alcoholic drinks and avoid large loads of caffeine and energy drinks. Alcohol and loads of caffeine obviously will make you lose fluid, so you want to keep the fluid in, stay away from those, and start drinking the fluids of that kind hours before you're going to be carrying out any strenuous work outside. Stay inside in the air conditioning as much as possible, right? And keep taking in the fluids throughout the evening as well. But be cautious now, because it is possible to get extremely ill from drinking too much water and too much sport drinks, so don't drink huge quantities. If you are outside, take frequent breaks, stay in the shade as much as you can, wear loose-fitting, light-colored clothing that breathes, like cotton, wear a broad-brimmed, loose-weave hat, take it off from time to time. If you're out walking, I think some of the smartest folks I see are those who use parasols or an umbrella. It can be a good 10 degrees cooler under a parasol or umbrella, and you can keep a wet, cool cloth around your neck if you're indoors. Now, by the way, heat stroke is sometimes mistakenly called sunstroke. And we say mistakenly because it can happen indoors as out. You can concentrate your air conditioning in your home by stuffing some towels under the doors of the rooms that you don't use frequently. Concentrate the AC in the house, the part of the house that you're using the most. And if you don't have air conditioning, find a way to get to a shopping center, a public library, maybe a shelter that the city may open that does have air conditioning in the hottest hours.
And those are coming up. Yeah, I want to say, though, Jim, so those are great tips, too, on keeping us good and cool this summer. I know SuperTalk.fm, JT Mitchell wrote a great article with all those tips. But what if you see somebody with having like a heat stroke, or you recognize, what are the signs and symptoms, especially for maybe kids who are playing in all of these tournaments and sports outside? What should parents be looking for in terms of heat illness?
Well, heat exhaustion is the milder form of heat illness, and one of the first signs is likely to be dizziness or disorientation, maybe feeling a little jittery. A hallmark of heat exhaustion is that you have cold, pale, sometimes clammy feeling skin. Heavy sweating is the heat exhaustion hallmark, along with that dizziness or a headache, and you can also have muscle cramps, and you might actually faint. For heat exhaustion, the first aid is to move the patient to a cool place, loosen the clothing, put cool wet cloths on the body, or take a cool bath and sip water only if you are fully alert and you give water to anyone or sip water. And you should get medical help for heat exhaustion. If you're throwing up, if your symptoms get worse or those symptoms last longer than an hour. Now, untreated heat exhaustion can become the potentially fatal stroke. That's characterized by high body internal temperature, often with hot, dry, for many people, hot, red, dry, damp skin. Now, some folks will still be sweating in high humidity, or if they are in really good physical condition, they may still have a lot of sweat. And of course, they'll very likely have some of those same symptoms you talked about regarding heat exhaustion. But with the heat stroke illness, you're looking at a potential death. It's important to call right away the 911 folks. Get your paramedics on the way immediately. Move the person to a cooler place. Again, if you don't have access to a cool bath, not cold now. You don't want to ever cool the person to the point of shivering, because the purpose of shivering is to keep the heat in, right? And don't give someone who you suspect of heat stroke anything to drink. But you could, again, use those cool, wet cloths or some cold packs. You can make cold packs of your own with some Ziploc bags, put the ice inside, wrap those cold packs in a thin towel, and put them on the parts of the body where the veins are closest to the surface, like alongside the neck, the wrist side of the hands, and then under the armpits, down by the groin, and top of the right atop the foot, right above the foot. And that will help as well. But make certain with a suspected heat stroke that you be called 911 immediately.
Sounds like we should call professionals regardless, Jim. I think if you, when in doubt, call in those that know. And AMR knows that people are looking for this kind of information. I see that you guys are offering a free training academy for those that may think about EMT as a profession. What is this about?
Yes, absolutely. We've been teaching the entire emergency technician course in-house and paying the folks who take the course with us, the best applicants, since 2019. And about 40% of the EMTs, not the paramedics now, but about 40% of the EMTs on our ambulances now are graduates of our in-house course. We teach the course in 10 to 12 weeks at our facility in Jackson near the Jackson Med Hall. We pay the students to take the course. Now, and it's very important, folks, to jot this down. The deadline to inquire about our next course, which starts in early August, is June 27th. And to get your name on the list for an invitation to an open house where we go through some of the screening process, the contact points are with our instructor, Mr. Malcolm Robinson. He's at 601-919-7860, and that's 601-919-7860, or malcolm.robinson@gmr.net, not amr.net, malcolm.robinson@gmr.net. So qualifications include being 18 or older, a high school diploma or a GED, complete a screening interview, you got to have a driver's license, you have to go through an entrance exam, pass a physical fitness exam, background check, meet a few other requirements, and experience, very importantly, experience working in the medical occupation, any medical occupation, is not required. So if you can envision yourself helping people multiple times every day, suffering emergencies, this may be your calling to become an emergency medical technician through a course with AMR. Once you get through the course and pass the required national exam, Rebecca, we will also pay for you to go to community college training for higher certifications, which come with higher pay. Now, the pay nowadays to start with AMR as an EMT straight out of school is $41,200 a year before overtime, and there is a substantial overtime opportunity. So think about it. Refer folks to Malcolm Robinson at the number and the email address I gave you, and you might find yourself saying, why didn't I come into the emergency medical services field before?
Because I don't like blood, Jim. That's why I don't want. That's why I'm not there. I don't like to see it, touch it, think about it. But I'm so glad that there are folks that are and that they do such a good job. If people want more information on AMR or the tips that you gave, where can they go?
Well, you can call Malcolm again regarding the course, 601-919-7060, or write to him at malcolm.robinson@gmr.net, or you can go to GMR online and go to the careers tab and click on that, and you can get some more information. We're accepting applications now for the next in-house paid EMT course, what we call Earn While You Learn. Again, the deadline's June 27th to get your name in the hat for consideration.
All right, Jim, I appreciate your time, keeping us safe in this heat. Thank you very much. You guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up.